Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Whiskey Wednesday Show with your hosts, Ken Tizzard and Music for Goats. Brought to you in full color and stereo sound amplification provided by Trainer. Broadcasting into the world from Storyhouse Studios in Campbellford, Ontario, you'll hear the best of old country, folk, Americana, punk rock, and 80s music delivered into your homes every week for free. And don't forget your regular dose of new and original songs from Music for Goats. Never be alone on a Wednesday night again, 8 p.m. Eastern and 9:30 for those of you in Newfoundland. Join the Whiskey Wednesday regulars on Facebook to be a part of the conversation, or watch on YouTube as well. Pour a drink, a cup of tea, or a nice cold long tooth. Roll up your best smoke and sit back and relax. Don't forget to hit the share button to help spread the word. The Whiskey Wednesday Show, every week. Cheers. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Whiskey Wednesday Show. Just updating my notes here, just making sure everything is in place as it should be, as every good journalist should do. Journalist. Pen doesn't even work. Welcome to the Whiskey Wednesday Show, ladies and gentlemen, where we and my friends, Mr. Grant, Mr. Lucy, and Mr. Lawrence, and of course Mr. Barry Tuig from across the street get together and hang out, and we play a selection of music and tell a bunch of stories and nonsense about this and that and the other thing, mostly finely curated by the other room, which Allison sits in and makes sure that we cover everything we're supposed to. I got a list here in front of me. It says tonight on the show, July 24th. Is that the right date?
Yeah.
Wow. Jay Sparrow's on the show. That's pretty cool, eh? Jay Sparrow, musician from Edmonton. It's interesting, we have all kinds of musicians on the show who exist on all kinds of different levels of being a musician, from professional to Neil. And it's really neat to hear the stories, and we get to hear all kinds of them, and he's got a really interesting story as well. And it's interesting to see how music can be a part of your life and not take up your entire life, which is happening more and more, I seem to find with people that I know, are just sort of, it's something they do along with other things. But Jay's got a great story. You're going to listen to some music, get to know him, and learn all about Jay Sparrow, his music, and Sea Change Brewery as well out in Edmonton Way. Oh, we got a good crowd in the house here. How we all doing? Aaron, Richard, Jeannie, should Tony and Rich skate? I fully endorse it. I endorse helmets and pads, but I think you definitely should. Tony and Richard have ordered the new skateboards. Awful nice. I think they'll look really good on the wall. Mike Steenberg's in the house. So nice to see you. Hey, Randy, it's Debbie. You're on Gilligan's Island with Randy's phone. Cool. I didn't know Gilligan had an island. Is that Gilligan's Island? You're on Gilligan's Island? No, you're on Gilligan's Island. You never know, ladies and gentlemen. You never know. This song called This Town of Mine to get things started tonight with a little Red Prairie Dawn for the intro. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This town of mine, this town of mine, I find myself so easily reclined here in this town of mine. From the city, trying to find some peace of mind, to get myself on track and to buy myself some time. This town is growing on me. Here's a song for all to hear.
this town of mine. At times this town seems distant, at times you all seem so strange. All these places, they remind me of places that I've been. So deep the roots are growing through my kids and to my friends. All I think about is being here. It takes away the pain in this town of mine. In this town of mine, I find myself so easily reclining here in this town of mine. Someday I'll say goodbye to her and I'll walk right out the door. In this town of mine, in this town of mine, I find myself so easily reclining here in this town of mine. Well, this town of mine to start the show. Drinking some herbal tea tonight.
You are. Is this a new leaf you're turning over?
No, my throat's feeling a little scratchy, so I figured I'll have some tea, as well as some beer. The long tooth is always wet, which is nice. I'm enjoying this tea, actually. It's quite nice. It's in a nice tea leaf glass, too. Teetotaling. Not really. Not when you're mixing it with beer, but it's one of those nights. We had a great weekend. We played at Capers. Dave was up fishing in Temiskaming. And did you catch a bunch of crazy-ass fish up there?
A lot of walleye.
Okay. A lot of walleye.
We found big pike.
Big pike. Did you catch big pike?
I lost a really big pike, and I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Let's go into this further.
Okay. That's all right then. But you did catch some...
Tell us how you feel.
Yeah, we caught some walleye and we caught some pretty decent pike too. They're beautiful out there.
Okay, nice.
The colors are completely different than down here. Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And my heavens, do they taste awesome, filleted and wrapped in bacon.
Yeah, well,
I have news for you.
most everything.
Anything tastes good wrapped in bacon.
Well, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Dave was out of town, so we had a show down at Capers. We did the acoustic trio thing. I think we got a photo from it. Do we, Barry?
We do somewhere here.
Somewhere here. It's called Capers. There it is. Look at us. That's a beautiful patio they got there. There's a, we just set up on the deck, and they've got a nice patio, which is covered. You can't see it there because that's just the end of the cover, but they got a nice covered patio that fits a bunch of people in it. So it's real nice. We had a great time down there, as we did in the winter doing the Monday nights there. It was also mine and Allison's 28th anniversary. Pretty wild.
I would say.
That's wild. That's wild. Well, she came down, her and Cassidy, which was nice. So Allison doesn't come out to shows much. She hasn't come out to shows like when we were young. She toured with the Watchmen, and she just sort of had enough of it. Kind of said to me one day, "I don't think I'm going to come to any more shows." I said, "Okay," and so she came out, which was nice. I think it was more for the dinner, the anniversary dinner, than the actual music. But that's not true. She enjoyed the music as well. Did you enjoy the music, love? You're gonna have to give me a shout there and let me know. Okay.
The silence is deafening.
The silence is deafening. Hey, Jeff Stapley, happy anniversary. Yes, well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I ran into Jeff out at the skateboard competition a few weeks ago. And we're gonna get together.
Did you hurt him?
No. We just had a conversation, but we're gonna do some skating when Jeff finds his old gear. He's gonna come out and help me get the confidence to drop in. We'll get into that. I got a little confidence video coming up later in this episode. A little skateboard confidence video, which is kind of fun. So I look forward to showing you that. Right now, we're gonna play a song for Barry. A few weeks ago, we had a request evening, and it got cut short. Well, no, it didn't get cut short. It went long, so we cut a few things out. And this was a request that Barry had put in for Morrissey. Now, when we did the request thing, we went around, and everybody whose request came up, we asked them why. So, Barry, talk big and strong. Why did you choose Morrissey?
I'm kind of a rocker guy, so I like this song because it fits more along that genre, right? It's a little more hard-biting than a lot of the other ones.
It is a lot more hard-biting than...
And I like the rhythm of it a lot, too, right? It's got a good rhythm to it.
Cool. So Barry likes the rock and roll rhythm of it, for those of you who couldn't hear.
Yeah.
Being an old school rocker, yeah, I get that. I often say to myself, why isn't there more rock and roll than what I'm doing right now? And I don't know, maybe I did rock and roll for so long. It's just, it's kind of I don't even know. What do you call it? Worn thin. But at the same time, I do like it when the right crowd, the right environment, turning things up and putting on a little bit of attitude and distortion with everything is always a little bit of fun too. But for tonight, Barry, we're going to play this one for you. This is a song called Morrissey, which on the album is called My Guardian Angel Has a Voice Like Morrissey. I had to hide Morrissey in the title. They wouldn't let me just call it Morrissey because artists are no longer allowed to refer to other artists in the titles of their songs. That's not censorship. That's just censorship. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
For once in my life, I'm feeling sorry for people around me who think I'd be better off dead, or at least being quiet. It didn't take much to get it started. Some simple words between two friends. But then again, a spark can burn your whole house down. My guardian angel has a voice like Morrissey. He's cruel and sublime and appropriately ill. You stopped making sense shortly thereafter. You wished you'd never open your mouth. You tried to hide behind a lie that someone else gave call you out and he'll make you his fool. My guardian angel has a voice like Morrissey. He'll call you out and he'll make you his fool. Couldn't quite take the pressure. The pressure was more than I could take. So I filed it away and I thought maybe I'll come back to it a little later. I heard your name through a friend today. He apologized for bringing you up. I said that's all right, I was over it before it even started. My guardian angel has a voice like Morrissey. He'll call you out and he'll make you his fool. My guardian angel has a voice like Morrissey. He's cruel and sublime and appropriately ill.
Very cool. Aside from me totally forgetting the solo, what was that all about? And I just sort of looked down and I went, what song am I playing? Oh my, might have been the whiskey.
Might have been the tea.
Might have been the tea. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into the first video of the show today. It was really great that Jay had some time to sit down with me before he goes away to get married. Having a very busy summer out in Edmonton, I had a chance to sit down and chat with him earlier this week. So here's what we talked about. When you're ready there, Barry. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Whiskey Wednesday show. Once again, we have special guest with us today, Jay Sparrow. Jay is a musician from Alberta that I am just getting to know. Cameron Carpenter, my good friend and partner in certain crimes, turned me on to Jay. And we've been trying to get him on the show for a couple months since his album came out March 8th, wasn't it? Your album came out?
Yeah, March 8th.
March 8th, your 8th album, and it's got 8 songs, and it's called Hard 8, correct?
That's correct.
What's with the numerology, or is it just coincidence?
It started out as a coincidence, and then I kind of jumped on board when I was coming up with the title. I realized the 8s were lining up when I was deciding on what I was going to call the whole record. So, yeah, I mean, I originally was going to call it 8, but then totally randomly, I stumbled across P.T. Anderson's first film. Mm-hmm. Which is also titled Hard 8, and I hadn't seen it before. So I thought, oh, it's weird that I haven't watched all of the movies of my favorite director. And I had watched Licorice Pizza recently, so I thought, well, I'll dig into it, and then I just connected the dots and felt like it was a good name for this specific one because, 8 records is a lot for a solo artist, and they haven't always been easy, but yeah, just was like a Hard 8 was a fitting title for this specific one.
And was 8 tracks, did you have 8 tracks and that's what you had, or was that also a conscious decision to make 8 tracks on the 8th record?
I actually had 9, and then but one of them we just were struggling with and couldn't get it where I felt like it was to the quality it needed to be, and then once it fell off, it just sort of lined up again. And then I realized that there was 2 songs on the record that had 8 in the titles of the songs, just totally coincidentally as well.
Okay, well, I don't know much about numerology at all, to be perfectly honest, but I like the way it all lined up for this one. How is it putting an album out in 2024 as opposed to 2014?
I mean, it's changed so much since the first records came out, and before I started solo career, I was doing band records. So, I've just seen the whole landscape of the music business change so much since, I guess, 2005 when I got rolling, really.
Mm-hmm.
When we first started, it was still the era of CD sales, and you could survive on the back of that model in a lot of ways, because we moved quite a few, and it was something you could count on. Whenever you at least put out on a record release year, you could at least have that bump in sales, and then it would slowly diminish over the lifespan of it. But yeah, and then even in the iTunes era, and I think 2014 would have been my last. Yeah, 2013, 2014 would have been my last record that kind of worked on iTunes, which is before Apple Music and the streaming sites kind of took hold.
Mm-hmm.
Even then, that was great, like
Yep.
comparatively to now as far as an income stream goes. So yeah, my 2012 record and my 2014 record were still label records, and did well on those models, and then since then it's just been totally different.
Yes, I understand. It's been an unfortunate collapse of the industry. It's the devaluing of money financially. I mean, people still, or the devaluing of music. People still have a value to music, but the new generation is not used to paying for it. They never have paid for it, and they never will pay for it. It's just
Yeah.
the same model. Like, I grew up as a TV. There was always free TV. I never thought about paying the producers anything. And that's kind of where music has gone. I'm not sure what the end result of all this is going to be, but it seems I'm really happy that artists are still releasing music, because it is a more challenging time than ever, I feel.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know, I'm sure you've been kind of paying attention to the AI boom that's happening around us, but I was following along this guy who he's been putting up about 500 to 1,000 songs a day on all streaming sites that he's auto-generating in basically every genre through AI means, and from classical to hip hop, fully produced country songs with singers, and he can output them in 90 seconds. And so he'll spend 4 or 5 hours of his morning creating 500 to 1,000 songs. Then he uploads them all to his TuneCore or whatever, which takes just takes whatever volume you want to put into it. And out of those 1,000 tracks he's been releasing every day, most of them aren't going to get any spins, but some are getting spins, and some are getting added to playlists, and some are getting upstream algorithm hits. So this guy's actually doing quite good now on the back of, because it's just a volume thing, and this is just one guy doing it.
Yeah.
So once there's 100,000 people using the AI machine, or they just create an AI machine streaming site that there isn't even any human, why go through the hassle of paying royalties to anybody, record labels or anything, if you could just have a streaming service that's entirely AI generated and has every genre of music you could ever possibly have, and new content every hour of every day. I mean, I don't know where the end game for that is. Not to be too doom and gloom about it. I think I'm as fascinated and excited about the technology as I am aware of the potential fallout and downside.
Yeah. I don't worry too much about the AI, in that AI is still far away from capturing the soul of it all. And that's, not everybody even hears the soul of it all. So that's fine too. When I just put my recent album out, there was a song on my album called Morrissey, and the DSPs kicked the album back to me. They would not release it. They have a new rule now. No famous people are allowed to be mentioned in the titles of songs. So that now they're changing my ability to title my songs. So I had to title a song on my album because it had the name Morrissey in the song. And that started me thinking about the slippery slope of the DSPs controlling, what we title our songs, what content is in the songs, sensational content, maybe about protest songs and stuff. They might start putting the kibosh on. So it's a very interesting time. AI is going to run its course, and I mean, I don't know where it's going to go. I'm not too worried about that, but I am worried about trying to control AI by controlling the actual artist seems like a step in the wrong direction. But those are the types of things that I'm seeing, and they kind of bother me. Well, they really bother me actually. But again, not to be too doom and gloom, but it is the music industry, and that's kind of what it is. How's the party circuit for you these days? Are you still out playing live, and are you having fun with that? Do you have a band with you now, or are you playing mostly solo?
I haven't been doing too much live playing in the last handful of years. I kind of I did that for about 20 years straight, and as you know more than anybody, it's a tough grind out there when you're trying to have a secure life and have relationships. And my dad was a touring musician his whole life as well, so I grew up on the road, and I just kind of he sort of he sort of tried to have his family with him, and we were able to do that for a while, but inevitably, when I think my brother was 6 or 7 and I was 5 or 6, they just started to realize, like, this is not there's no school, we don't have any kid friends, all of our friends are 22-year-old drummers from bands or whatever, and it's just, I think my mom decided that that can't continue. So then, our lives ended up being this sort of hybrid where in the summers we were on tour, and in the winters we were in Edmonton here going to normal school and trying to be normal people. But from when I graduated high school until 2018, I was full-time musician, and then I just kind of felt like I had done it enough, and I wanted to look at what else is out there in life, and that's why I started a brewery with a bunch of my friends here, and that's what's been keeping my focus for the last handful of years.
And tell me a little bit about the brewery. I've seen some stuff online about it. What's it called, and who's involved, and what do you guys do out there?
Yeah, it's called Sea Change Brewing. We have a distillery called Shitties too, SHIDDYS. So there's two companies that are making canned beverages out west here, and it was started with a group of musician friends, actually kind of all in the same boat as I was, and we just sort of spent enough time in the bars across Canada, and drank enough beer, and knew enough about focus and DIY attitude and work ethic, and it's something that's sort of, I think, lost on a lot of people, is how much energy it takes to be a touring artist in Canada, and how much of yourself you invest. And I've said it before, talking about this shift in my life, and it's just, I felt like it ended up proving to be true that if you take that same amount of energy and apply it to almost literally any other industry, you're going to do great. So, because most people don't, like most people, there's a path to success in most industries and jobs. Like you can go to university, get your degree, work your way up this corporate chain to a net benefit somewhere down the line, and there's a million other people who walk that same path as you, and as long as you follow it diligently and work towards it, you're going to be fine. Music industry is not that at all. There's no path that is similar from artist to artist, and I knew that the people who told me there were the ones that I had to avoid. Right. Like the record label people or industry folks who said that they knew the way. That was always the red flag. It's like, well, whatever way that you got that one artist to work on your management company or whatever, it's not going to work for the other 8 people you have on your roster, and it's not going to work for the other 200 artists they signed this year on the label. And
right,
so yeah, I mean, I had a tight knit group of musician friends. We recognized that there was a hole in the market out here for craft, beer. And so we just decided to take our shot at it, and holy, it worked like beyond our expectations. So
That's great. Where's it located?
our main brewery is in Edmonton, but then we have contract brewing partners in Red Deer and Calgary. So kind of split across the whole province, and we ship beer basically everywhere west of Winnipeg.
Oh, nice. And hold on, Jeff, I'm going to put you down, buddy. You're annoying me. Do you have a bar that goes along with this brewery?
Yeah, we have three. We have one for the distillery that's attached to that manufacturing building. And then we have two for the brewery, one in a little town called Beaumont, which is outside of Edmonton here, which would be like a Mississauga version for Toronto folks. And then we have our original brewery, which is just on this long street of craft breweries here in Edmonton.
Very cool.
So there's so much left inside. I'm hiding from you. The city felt so old, but now seems brand new. Sun was in your eyes when I found you. It's all mine. It's all mine. The world is yours, but you're all mine. It's all mine. It's all mine. The world is yours, but you're all mine. I'm careful with the words. It's all I've ever had. The benzodiazepines kept me here when it went bad. Everything felt so wrong till I found you. It's all mine. It's all mine. The world is yours, but you're all mine. It's all mine. It's all mine. The world is yours, but you're all mine.
And that was the end of part one with Jay Sparrow. What an interesting cat. Again, I was talking about sort of how musicians are doing, the multiple income stream, as a lot of artists are doing. And a lot of these musicians are opening breweries across the country, which is really interesting. We're getting involved with breweries. Next week on the show, we got Brian Byrne coming on. And Brian, as some of you may know from his solo career or from singing with I, Mother Earth. And we're going to talk to him about what he's doing these days, too. So it's always interesting to catch up with people. It's always interesting to catch up. We're going to play a song now called Barstools and Broken Hearts. So on the new record, came out recently. If you're looking to find some new music, it's on all the things, all of the, what do you call it, the DSPs? No. What do you call all of the streaming services, streaming platforms? On all the streaming platforms, and vinyl, too, if you want to get some vinyl. I think I got some copies left over there. And this is a song called Barstools and Broken Hearts. This was the first single from the record. We got another one coming up down shortly. We're just going to shoot a video for it. I'm going to get to that real soon. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Broken bodies coming home to find life and love before the war turned cold and broke down over time. Broke family and broken love, tangled stories made up of the time you were away. A broken soldier's heart replays. Stop pretending there's a war outside. Don't pretend to be more than the truth can hide. It's just barstools and broken hearts. Another night to fall apart. Puzzle pieces in your head. Another stranger in your bed. It's just barstools and broken hearts. Another day, another start to face the truth and climb that hill. Another prayer unwinds. Alone with the truth is the hardest time to kill. Broke job and broken dreams. A little too old, it seems. The life you thought you'd have lives only in an illusion now, it seems. Broken wallet and broken heart has put you in your place. The whiskey, drugs, and cigarettes are filling up that empty space. Stop pretending it's just the way things go. Don't pretend to be more than the lies that we all know. It's just barstools and broken hearts. Another night to fall apart. Puzzle pieces in your head. Another stranger in your bed. It's just barstools and broken hearts. Another day, another start to face the truth and climb that hill. Another prayer unwinds. Alone with the truth is the hardest time to kill. Promises and broken youth. The radio plays songs from our youth. The bands that we both loved. Twisted words we sang like morning does. Broken world and broken people trying to get ahead. The sympathy that lies beneath, for all intents, gets left for dead. Stop pretending there's a war outside. Don't pretend to be more than the truth can hide. It's just barstools and broken hearts. Another night to fall apart. Puzzle pieces in your head. Another stranger in your bed. It's just barstools and broken hearts. Another day, another start to face the truth and climb that hill. Another prayer unwinds. Alone with the truth is the hardest time to kill.
Barstools and broken hearts. Well done, guys. Oh, it feels like we're getting to know these songs, which is nice. Although I still have the fucking cheat sheet on that one for me. Just too many things. I'm gonna sit down and do a memorization technique with it sometime. Sounds like a good idea. Memorization. I'm really good at that. I just gotta sit down and figure out how to do it. Yeah. I knew once. I just forgot. I can't remember how to do it, but that's my own burden to carry. Skateboarding. I'm gonna. Speaking of burdens, it's time to talk a little bit here. Okay, so I'm publishing lots of stuff online about skateboarding, and I couldn't be fucking happier with the MLM deck. I think we got a picture of that there, Barry. If we just throw that up for a sec before the video, the MLM deck is. Look at that thing. It's a Music for Goats professional freestyle deck, which is smaller than a regular skateboard. I recommended them because they're I find them lesser impact than, going out and ollieing up and down the street and blowing your knees out at 55. But yeah, MLM and Tim Lee and us got together, and there was a small batch of these made, and they're selling through the MLM website currently. It's a really cool looking board, and I'm really looking forward to being part of the team too. The MLM Skates team is a group of guys who are mostly younger than me, and it's grown quite a lot in the last little bit. A couple of the guys went out and did the big freestyle competition in Vancouver in May, and came back with more team members. And we can come back from that there if you want, there, Barry. And anyway, so yeah, some of them are here. It's really cool. I'm getting to know these guys, Thomas, and the MLM Skates team, of course. But really super guys. But they're spread out all across the country, and I don't actually know any of them in person except for Justin, who I get to see when I visit him to pick up decks and stuff. And so I'm over in the park skating by myself a lot, and I posted this video this week, and Alison said, you should probably talk about this because it's a little more interesting than I think it is, or maybe it's not, and she's just making me feel good. But I mean, I got back into skateboarding just to move around, and that's great. And as I'm progressing and remembering some stuff from 30 years ago when I used to skate, I'm getting a little more and more daring. And the one thing I never had as a kid was a pool or ramps or anything. We didn't have any of that. I went from A to B and, did some slides here and there and some 360s and shit like that. And that was fun. But the new world is totally different. But I remember when I was first standing on a skateboard, just standing on it was terrifying. Like, I don't know if any of you out there have stood on a skateboard, but it is kind of terrifying at first. Neil tried.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah.
I'm waiting until they make one the size of a school bus.
Yes,
I think I might be able to balance on that.
Well, the boards are getting bigger. But that feeling of terror is changes all the time. As you get comfortable with that, then you start moving, and then that's scary. And then you start moving and you're comfortable, and then you got to learn how to stop. And how do you stop without falling off? And it's like every little thing is based on kind of fear, learning, making mistakes, repetition. Anyway, so I've been dabbling in the swimming pool over at the park, and I'm really enjoying the freedom of just moving around. But I'm not getting a lot of speed and energy the way that I want to, and I keep trying different things. And the next thing that I've worked up to is this thing called dropping in, where you actually sort of start at the top of the pool lip or whatever, and you drop down into the bowl, and it's fucking terrifying. I mean, it's thanks, Thomas. I am having fun in the bowl. I can carve through it now without having to do kick turns and stuff, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. But the really hard part is the drop in. So last week I reached out to two local skate teachers last week, one in Belleville and one in Peterborough. And the Peterborough one said, I only work in Peterborough, and I really want to work in my home pool, just so I feel like I know what I'm doing. And hey, Carlos from El Salvador. Carlos Chinchilla, nice to see you, brother. So he couldn't do it, and the one from Belleville said, yeah, do you want to do it Saturday or Sunday? I said Saturday, and then I never heard back from him. I'm sure something's happened in his life that's kept him away. But I was preparing all week, saying, I'm going to have a teacher here, it's time to drop in, it's time to drop in, it's time to drop in. Anyways, without either of the teachers, I went out Saturday morning by myself, and these heights don't look high, but when you're looking at down a 5 or 6 foot drop, and you're going to go down it on 4 little tiny wheels on a piece of wood. It's all about that weird thing. So I finally had the nerve to do it, and I finally had the full sensation of what it feels like. But for those of you who haven't seen the video, I won't ruin it for you. But Barry, let's check this one here out.
Seems like every meal he's ever eaten has come at the cost of a song. Not to say he ain't been hungry for those times you sang along. And his house is made from many doors. The address changes day by day. Been rambling around this world, killing time along the way. It's a long way to travel and $1 for a song. And another town behind and another comes along. His boots are feeling heavy standing on another stage. Fire in his bloodshot eyes again today. And for every girl he's ever loved, his kindness helped him find his way through fumbling, tumbling, lonely nights to bring colors to the gray. Another lonesome sunrise just ahead. The shadows tangled on the bed. His clothes are on the floor and he's heading out the door. It's a long way to travel and $1 for a song. Another town behind and another comes along. Boots are feeling heavy standing on another stage. Fire in his bloodshot.
Oh, the board did a great job. Mm-hmm.
The board on its own runs perfectly. It's the 220 pounds of old man on top of it that makes it troublesome. Mr. Grant just had a great idea. He said you should leave the water in the pool. Oh my, that's funny. We got some skaters here. Yeah, well, hey, Dean, if you're ever in the area, come on by. Yeah, it was a good slam, but I'll get back out. I'm gonna get that one. Don't worry. You know what else we got? Now this is wild. Tony requested this song. Was it when we were in? Was it when we were in Niagara that we saw Tony and Richard?
Yes.
Yeah. So that was right. So when was that? That was in May, right?
Yes, it was.
So this request has been going on for a while, and it kept getting bumped from one Whiskey Wednesday all request, which happens on the 1st of the month, to the next one, and then to the next one, and all these different things. We finally kind of got it together. It's just been a lot going on. It's been a busy summer. I've been dealing with so many recoveries from skateboard injuries.
I come down from the misty mountain. I got lost on the human highway. Take my head, refreshing fountain. Take my eyes from what they see. Take my head, change my mind. How could people get so unkind? I come down from the crooked mansion. I went looking for the DJ's daughter. Since that day I heard it mentioned that my name is on the line. Now my name is on the line. How could people get so unkind? Now my name is on the line. How could people get so unkind? I come down from the misty mountain. I got lost lost on the human highway. Take my head, refreshing fountain. Take my eyes from what they've seen. Take my head, change my mind. How could people get so unkind?
Well, there we go. I think that's probably the first time we've played it in its entirety. Tony, for you and Richard, of course, because you guys are always together. Tony's been requesting that one for a while, and I think we, and Richard as well, have been speaking about it, so I hope you guys, it was Richard. Was it Richard? I thought it was Tony. Good Lord. You two are like inseparable twins. It was for Richard, of course. Good Lord, how did I screw that one up? There's only been like 30 messages. We're going to get into part 2 right now of the Jay video. So let's get back into some Jay Sparrow and see what else is going on out in Edmonton.
So you're I imagine running the brewery, even though you've got some friends there. That, I mean, that's the type of business that, you know, that's a full-time occupation right there, eh?
It certainly was for the first few years, you know, like, and then, you know, COVID threw a wrench in everyone's plans. We started in basically 2018. So we had 2018, 2019 pre-COVID, and we saw, well, you know, some growing success, but still not like we're comfortable by any means.
Mm-hmm.
And then COVID happened, and, you know, every bar and restaurant that carried our products closed simultaneously.
Right.
And we thought, oh man, like we were just getting to a point where we were going to pay for this thing. And then the worst case scenario happened. So, you know, we thought we were toast for a minute. We actually had a meeting with all of our, we brought all of our staff into the tap room, or one of the tap rooms, and we, you know, kind of laid them all off that day.
Oh, wow.
This would have been end of March in 2020. And the funny thing was, so basically the morning of the day that we were going to lay everyone off, we had this idea where, okay, well, there's a core group of owners that are going to stick around, obviously, because we have to have something to do. So, and we had tons of beer. We can't sell it anywhere. So our idea was, well, we'll just free deliver beer anywhere in the Edmonton area, and one of us will come. You just order it through the phone, and we'll drive it to your house. You know, because everything was closed. So that was our idea. So that was the morning we were laying everyone off. And then while in the meeting, while we were laying everyone off, our phone is just going haywire. Like, it's just nuts. Like, we didn't know what was going on. We thought there was something wrong with the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So we just like, just shut it off. While we're literally in the meeting with all of our staff, everyone's teary-eyed, and we're to say, we're going to just wait this out and we'll see you guys on the other side. While that was happening, I think we had 400 orders for beer in the first 6 hours that we had started this delivery campaign. Wow. So we hired everyone back, and they all became delivery drivers. So actually, we didn't lay off a single person. The whole team worked as hard or harder through all of COVID. It was wild.
Wow, what a great story. I mean, we're all familiar with all of the horror stories of that time, but it's great to see something positive come out of it like that. That's rare and pretty cool.
Yeah, we were so stoked, and it was just like this shining light of hope in this dark period, and the city really showed up for us. So yeah, it was pretty great.
Very cool. That's awesome. So I just want to talk about the music for a second. Listening to the music and going back and looking at some of the old videos, great work on the videos, by the way. I don't know if you do them yourself or not, if you're the artistic guy behind that, but really, really good work on the videos. They're quite well done.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, elements of rock and roll, punk rock, a little bit of electronica, some downbeat electronica, some folky stuff. Where did this all come from, and how did you end off, sort of putting the sounds together when you were making your 8th record, and you'd been through you've already been sort of, sampling all these different flavors in your music. How did you arrive at the sound for the 8th record?
I just sort of felt like these last 2 records were the 2 record in 2020, end of 2020, and then this one were the last 2 I've done. Both of them were on the heels of me sort of letting go of the pursuit of feeding myself with music. Everything I did prior to that was, I always in the back of my mind was contemplating when I was writing or deciding creatively what direction to take, that I needed to make something that was going to give me the funds to eat and live. And then these last 2 were the ones where I knew that I didn't need that as a component of the creative process anymore. So I didn't know what that meant. Not that I felt like I was like trying to write a hit. It wasn't, I was never really that guy, but in my last label record, which would have been 2014, they gave me a big advance up front, and I felt the pressure of that, and I thought that I needed to do right by the label and try to get these people recouped. And
right.
So when I was working on songs, that one specifically was a country label, and I wanted to deliver them radio songs, and that wasn't who I was or even what I knew what to do. Like I took a shot at something that I wasn't super strong at, and it was probably the wrong move. But anyway, like after abandoning these last 2 records, I just sort of didn't consider anything other than what I was feeling in the moment of that song, and what I wanted, and what I was capable of. So the only barriers for me, especially on this last one, was what can I actually do? Like I did it large, like the writing process was all sort of solitary right here in this little studio I built, and then once I took it as far as I could, I brought in some super talented guys, Mike Schlosser, Juno nominated producer, and Juno winning mixer engineer Brad Smith. These 2 guys are fantastic, and they kind of took the rudimentary recording that I was able to come up with myself and grow into what it ended up being. But yeah, I think it was just the freedom of not considering where the music was going to fit in the world or its success. It was just, what would I do if I didn't have any barriers of industry oversight?
It's a pretty liberating feeling. I've been down that road too, solo and with the bands that I've played with. There's been records that we've made where the label kind of says, "Here's the money, go make a record. We trust you." And there's been other times that they're like, "Here's the money, but we want to hear all the songs up front, and we're not going to start recording until we hear 3 singles, and we need this and that." And that type of pressure is really hard, because you do start writing for a different reason. I always say that the worst thing for an artist to do is to sit down with a pen and a blank piece of paper and try and turn it into a dollar bill. If that's your goal, it's very hard to come up with something that is honest and real. Now that could be the genre of music that I appreciate too, because I know that's not the same in all. There are a lot of commercial avenues of music out there that don't really rely on that stuff, but there is an interesting liberation to just doing something just for yourself and not trying to worry about selling it or trying to worry about, getting to a chorus in 30 seconds and being able to be on the radio and all that stuff. When you take that out of the mix, it becomes a pretty fantastic place to be.
Yeah. And I have some friends in that world where they're trying, they're very good at it, who are, especially in country music, there's a lot of it where you know, they're trying to write hits and they are achieving them sometimes. I think the worry is that these are the first replaceable components of the creative world. You know, the ones that are sort of following the format. These are the most AI-able type of music. Like this is the easiest to replicate from a computer's perspective. You know, the computer's never going to make Nick Cave.
Right. That's exactly.
You know, like it's amazing God made Nick Cave.
Yeah.
You know, or whoever, wherever, whatever you decided how he became to be, Bjork. You know, like these people aren't. The computer's never going to replicate that thing. So, but if you're making commercial jingles for terrestrial radio, I mean, that's going to be the first thing to get knocked down. So yeah.
And I think you're right too. We're starting to notice that too. I've got some people that are, you know, they're in the field of music placement for film and television and commercials and stuff. And AI is you know, making an impact. You know, you can type in the context and the mood and, you know, what lyrics you want, and it can spit it all out for you. And it's simply cheaper than hiring musicians to do it. And you know, there's more of that happening all the time in every facet, I think. Excellent. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great time here with Jay Sparrow, Edmonton singer-songwriter. I've been referring to you as just because I don't know what genre to put you into, and singer-songwriter seems to kind of lump everything in. But there's a little bit of everything. There's a little bit of, like I say, there's a little bit of edge, there's a little bit of electronica, there's great melodies. His voice is fantastic. The songs are really interesting. So please visit his website and check out his videos on YouTube, and go download his music on all the available platforms. Jay, it's been great chatting with you, man. Is there anything coming up that you wanted to plug, or any summer events at the pub, or any concerts for you?
I have the garbage truck outside my window right now. I don't know if that's being picked up, but not too much. I have a new video for The World Is Yours coming out probably this week. And it's sort of a love letter to my fiance, and I'm getting married in end of August. So that's my summer plans for this year. Yeah.
Oh, so you're busy all summer getting married the end of August. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I want you act small, so people don't feel uncomfortable, 'cause there's nothing more frightening than a beautiful woman. We walk to the parade to celebrate Canada Day. Fireworks over the stage, some band from Penticton playing a mess. We wished it was Radiohead, so we stand, hold hands, and walk. When you're not looking, baby, I'm looking. The curve of your neck keeps me in check, and I'm not a man with a game. It just feels good when you say my name, so say my name.
consider bees, bugs, or weed, drugs, or police, thugs? Are you restless, my love? Well, then stand, hold my hand, let's walk. Oh, let's walk. Yeah.
Hey folks, thanks for tuning in to the Whiskey Wednesday show. Every Wednesday we will be here, rain or shine, richer or poorer. Tip jar is in the link above. Never expected but always appreciated. Never confuse the size of your paycheck with the size of your talent. I've got all the money I'll ever need if I die by midnight. Always appreciated, never expected. Please feel free to drop us a line regarding anything, including a link to your money. Cheers. Strange little ad that is. Every now and again, the voice stays on, and I hear what's going on. It's like, wow. Joe and Heather just announced they're getting married this fall after 12 years. Joe Murray, good for you. Good for you.
Congratulations.
And I saw somebody else here. Oh, did I see Ray Keys was here? Hey, there you doing? How you doing, brother? Ray Keys, you all know Ray from Ray on the Radio. Used to be in Campbellford. Now he's down in Coburg, and he's got the radio show down there. He also runs all the music for Incredible Edibles. Very important guy in the community for helping out with all the music. He does a ton of playing of local artists on his show, too, which is pretty cool. Great to see you tuning in there, Ray.
Ray of sunshine.
He is a ray of sunshine. He is a ray of sunshine. We are going to play a song. Where is this song? This is on the new record. This is an old song that got re-recorded for the new record. It's called The Other Side of Wrong. And it goes just like this. 1, 2, 1, 2.
There's nothing left to hide. You still seem far away from me, but you're here by my side to straighten out the distance. Through the window hits your eyes. The devil's got his hand on you. Your tears are running dry. left to hide. You still seem far away from me, but you're here by my side. Whatever happened, today's been so long. How did we get here on the other side of wrong? Whatever happened to finding our way? How did we get here on the other side of today?
Very nice, guys. Very nice. Oh, I'm enjoying playing tonight. Not that I don't always, but hey, TJ Champagne, good to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. I was just saying at the top of the show, we're going to shoot another video. I don't know if you're interested in helping out with that again. You did a great job on the last one. If I can get a location, you want to come up and do something, or let me know. That might be kind of cool. Let's talk about that. What a fun time that was. We're going to end with a song that I'm going to dedicate to Cassidy, because she's been singing it all day, which is awesome, because if she's not singing a song, my daughter Cassidy, who I'm talking about, by the way, just in case anybody's wondering who Cassidy is, my daughter. She's back home with us for a little bit before she goes away on her world tour. Okay, TJ, let's do that. Yeah, so Cassidy's been singing this song for the last couple days, actually. And I'll take it anytime because A, you know, she's singing cool old country tunes. But B, if she's singing cool old country tunes, she's not whistling Christmas tunes. Cassidy is an avid random whistler. You know, she's the, I mean, I'm the king of, you know, I'll walk into an elevator and just, you know, no melody, just fucking noise. And Cassidy does that a lot too, but her bass line in July by the pool is, you know, it's like, what are you doing? And then it'll be Silent Night, and then it'll go be like, you know, Here Comes Santa Claus. Anyways, she just whistles all these Christmas tunes.
So that makes Allison Whistler's mother.
What's that?
I said, so that kind of makes Allison Whistler's mother.
Whistler's mother. I'm missing something.
It's a painting. Never mind.
Oh, see, I didn't know. Who was the painting by?
By Whistler's father.
No, it was not. It was not. Oh my, Amanda Brown, how you doing? You're releasing your first single demo soon. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's great to hear, Amanda. I love to see people doing stuff. It's great. As for the second part where you said you've been a huge inspiration to me, that's awesome. I've had a lot of fun making music my whole life, and in all kinds of different ways with different people, and it always makes me feel great to know that somebody was listening. Send me some of your stuff. Let's hear what you're working on. Appreciate that. We're going to end the night with this song for Cassidy. It's a song called Heartaches by the Numbers, and it goes just like this. 1, 2. 1, 2.
I never knew that I could hurt this way. Heartache number 2 was when you Number 3 was when you called me. You said that you were coming back to stay. With hopeful heart I waited for your knock on the door. I waited, but you must have lost your way. Now I've got heartaches by the number, troubles by the score. Every day you love me less, each day I love you more. Now I've got heartaches by the numbers, the love that I can't win. But the day that I cannot count, that's the day my world will end. But the day that I stop counting, that's the day my world will end.
Oh, there you go. There you go for Cassidy, and of course for Caitlin as well, because they're sisters, and they both need equal stance and everything. I think that's the way it works, isn't that right, Mr. Grant?
Absolutely, yeah.
Either way, I'm thinking about you too, Caitlin. Love you. Caitlin was here yesterday. She brought lunch and came down and hung out for the day, which was nice. You saw her.
I did.
Yeah, that was really nice. How are things in your world now?
Good.
Do the little minute to run around the table. What's new?
Nothing really. I mean, it's just the same
Nothing
stuff.
really.
But, it's a good life.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Well, River's running well.
The river is ridiculously high. I checked just because I'm a bit of a number freak.
Right.
Last summer was unusual as well, but last year the dam above us at this time of year, the flow rate was just about 6 cubic meters a second. Right now
Fascinating.
it's about 20.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. They're making the rich people up the rich people up the way don't want so much water.
The people up on the lakes, no, they want it when the levels change.
That's right, yeah,
So
so-
it's, we either get feast or famine.
Okay.
Us poor wee folks down in the boonies.
Now, when the water's running heavy like that, can you just throw a net out and catch more fish?
Oh, definitely. I caught 3 dolphin the other day. Well, that's not a fish, actually. But,
Cool. Cool. Okay.
Hope you toss them back.
oh,
Yeah.
I certainly did. They're out of season.
David, you were fishing. We talked about that earlier. How's everything else? I saw your big dog last night.
Yeah. We met each other walking.
We did, yes. I sat down to say hi to him, and,
Yeah.
and then my glasses were off, and my hat was off, and my earplugs were out, and he was on top of me, and there was things going in every direction.
Berkeley freaked out because he missed Uncle Ken.
Yeah, no, it was great to see him. Actually, he's a adult dog now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He's very cool, very cool, very fucking friendly.
Yeah.
Big and friendly. Yeah, yeah.
With lots of personality.
Yes, lots of personality. Mr. Grant, what's going on with you?
Happy birthday to my oldest brother, Doug.
Hey, happy
His
birthday, Doug.
today, yeah.
Nice.
Happy birthday, Douglas.
Happy birthday, Doug. He's your oldest, right?
He is the oldest in the family.
And-
And I spent a lot of the weekend with my younger brother, Al, who was rented a
Al was
cottage in
here,
the
yes.
area.
Yes.
And we hung out.
That's right. That cottage is beautiful up there, wasn't it?
It was really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Up on the Crow River.
Yeah. Even though you're not far from where we are already, there's something about going to a cottage
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like, even if it's down the block from the house, it's different, Well, that's good. Barry, what's up with you?
Oh, keeping busy at West Bend.
Yeah,
Trying to stay out of trouble.
there you go. Staying
Trying
out
to
of
stay
trouble and
healthy.
taking care of things at West Bend. I hear you. It's all good. Yeah, well, the summer is blowing by. It's fantastic. The gardens are amazing. The weather has been great. It's been really hot, and then it's rained a lot. Tonight's quite a nice day, but it might rain still. Is it raining out yet?
I don't know.
No, they've been calling for all kinds of stuff. I know, but you're usually checking on the weather on your iPhone and stuff.
Not during the show.
Oh, right. Showtime, the iPhone goes away. I hear you. See, I put mine away too. I'm looking at mine right now, and we mentioned this here. Look at little Ray on the radio. He's got these stickers too. Reach out to Ray and get a sticker. It's a Ray on the radio sticker. It's really cool. Next week we got, well, I'm trying to hook up with Brian this weekend, and it looks like it might happen. So Brian is scheduled for next week for the show, and that'll be really cool. Catch up with him, what's been going on in his life. All kinds of interesting stuff, actually. I got to find out more details before I start talking about it. And that'll be great. Tonight we've got a video rewind. We're taking you back to the big party where Eric came and graced his presence. Eric, the owner of Spirit Leaf. It wasn't a Spirit Leaf event. It was just an Eric event. And Eric came and graced his presence at we were doing a feast-style dining table. And, well, you'll see what it's all about if you haven't seen it. This is the video for Pain-Free Living. Everybody out there, thank you again for spending some time with us. It is the summer and it's beautiful out, and I love that people can still find time to tune in. Thanks for sharing the bits that I post in during the week, just to keep people in mind about what's happening. And thanks to you guys for coming out in this heat and sitting here in this lovely air-conditioned room to play some music. So we're going to end with Pain-Free Living as the throwback. And if you're out there, be kind, be nice, and be like Steve. Cheers. I like to get high, I like to get higher, I like to get more high than I was before. I like to get stoned, I like to get stoneder, I like to get more stoned than I was before. 'Cause I don't have the perfect job I dreamed of, and at times I can take it for a while. And sometimes I take small things for granted, while other times all I can do is smile. I like to get high, I like to get higher, I like to get more high than I was before. I like to get stoned, I like to get stoneder, I like to get more stoned than I was before. 'Cause I don't have a moment of pain-free living, and at times I can take it for a while. And sometimes it takes away a part of me that's real, and other times I just wanna close my eyes and hide. I like to get high, I like to get higher, I like to get more high than I was before. I like to get stoned, I like to get stoneder, I like to get more stoned than I was before. Here we go. I like to get high, I like to get higher, I like to get more high than I was before. I like to get stoned, I like to get stoneder, I like to get more stoned than I was before. To be honest, it's an uphill battle with depression, and the drugs the doctor gives me ain't so tight. Sometimes it feels like my skin is crawling, and other times bad TV can be alright. I like to get high, I like to get higher, I like to get more high than I was before. I like to get stoned, I like to get stoneder, I like to get more stoned than I was before. I like to get high, I like to get higher, I like to get more high than I was before. I like to get stoned, I like to get stoneder, I like to get more stoned than I was before. Once again, thanks for spending another Wednesday with us here at Storyhouse Studios. Thanks to Trainer, Yorkville, and the Longtooth Beverage Company for being a part of the show. We love our time on the Whiskey Wednesday show and appreciate all of your support. Don't forget to hit up the tip jar if you feel so inclined. Never expected, but always appreciated. Tune in every week for more guests, songs, stories, drinks, and gear talk. And don't forget to visit the website, www.kentizzard.com, to sign up for the Whiskey Wednesday wrap-up. Compiled by Allison, this is a monthly overview with highlights, directories of songs, and so much more. Be kind, be helpful, be happy, be safe. See you next week.
The seal on a Jim Beam.